Hello everyone. In this video, we're picking out and sharing the latest topics about Asia. From one of the most famous Reddit-style forums in Japan. Even if you don't understand Japanese, we've translated everything into English subtitles and audio. So you can join the conversation as if you were in Japan. So, let's dive into the discussions happening in Japan. What do Japanese people think about the relationship between the Chinese Communist Party and Chinese citizens? A Japanese commentator said this on a TV program about China and its people. We Japanese feel strongly that we need to distinguish between the Chinese government and the Chinese people. There are all kinds of people in China, after all. If they come to Japan and see the real Japan, they'll realize their misunderstandings. If more people like that increase, it'll be a big plus for Japan. Japan is open, after all.
A nation is nothing more than the sum of its people. Even after trying to separate the two, I've come to hate both the government and its people. It's impossible to separate the Chinese government and Chinese citizens, when any of them can suddenly become a spy. If you want to separate groups, how about distinguishing Japanese conservatives from the rest of the Japanese people too? People get the government they deserve. I think someone said that once. Xi Jinping uses the Chinese people to invade other countries, just like Putin uses Russians. I get the argument about separating the CCP and Chinese people. Only about 10% of the population are Communist Party members. But the average Chinese person acts submissive when they're low-ranking, and turns tyrannical once they get power. Chinese tourists in Japan defecate and urinate at shrines. Both their leaders and commoners are a disaster. Why care so much? China will annex Japan as a province soon anyway. Meanwhile, desertification is creeping right up to Beijing's doorstep. Do the Chinese even separate the Japanese government from Japanese citizens? They kill Japanese children out of hatred for Japan as a whole. Aren't all Chinese people essentially obligated to be spies under their national mobilization law? I used to think separating the CCP from Chinese citizens made sense. But now I realize their shared values have created modern China. The theory that the CCP and the people are separate is technically correct. But it also means the CCP won't change, no matter how much goodwill Japan shows. If necessary, they'll go to war regardless of that separation. There's no point in separating them. Any Chinese person can be turned into an operative if Beijing orders it. As seen during the Beijing Olympics, Chinese tourists in Japan are here just to hoard products and resell them. The Chinese believe Japan should be annexed by China, and that China should dominate the world. The CCP is the people, and the people are the CCP. Talking will solve everything is an illusion. The reality is, there are some people you simply can't reason with. The Chinese love to say Japan has small etiquette but no great morality. That makes no sense to Japanese people. The Chinese think they stand for great morality, though. The only trustworthy Chinese people are the ones who've been exiled from their country, like Agnes Chow. The rest? No way. Since Xi Jinping's regime began, China's government has gone full authoritarian, even forcing overseas Chinese to obey their laws. Separating individuals from the government has become impossible. Even good people will comply under threat. It's funny how they refuse to see Japanese citizens as separate from Japan's government. Hong Kong is completely under communist control now. Wherever the CCP gets involved, it ruins everything. Just look at Hong Kong. I was once told by a senior China expert, Chinese people may look similar to East Asians, but they're completely different from Japanese people. Treat them like foreigners. That turned out to be absolutely true.
Did you find this video interesting? We'll keep bringing you fun topics from Japan's online community. Please subscribe to the channel and drop some comments.